Okay, I turned on the recording, so now we can go ahead and get started. So let me clear up my screen and we'll go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take paper form and we're going to turn it into a mobile app. I have running here, as you can see, a reflector. So you could see my iPhone, and as I build this form app, it will show up on the screen here. In terms of logistics, really simple. Enter your questions into the question window, and I will stay on as long as I need to afterwards to make sure that I answer every question. And I have just a couple of slides, and the rest of it we're building a form and turning it into an app. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. Okay, so what's the problem with paper forms, right? We've been using it for years, hundreds of years now. What is the problem? The problem is, as we see it at Snappy, starting with it's expensive. It's expensive to print. It's expensive to ship. Cost of paper goes up. If you've been ordering forms, especially multi-part forms, you know how expensive it is. They get lost. Many of you are working in the field. Dragging paper around is not the best thing possible. Handwriting. When I fill out forms, half the time people can't read what it is that I'm filling out. And we've gotten so used to typing on the computer, frankly, I think everybody's handwriting has decreased. And so that's a real problem. Well, when you fill out the forms, you have to bring it back into the office, and somebody has to type it into computer, right? Think about how much work goes into that. That's not good. Paper forms have no multimedia capability. We have these wonderful devices where we can take pictures, we want to embed pictures, video, audio notes. You can't do that to a paper form, but you can certainly do it to a form inside a mobile app, and I'll show you how. And inconvenience, right? Just dragging forms around. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do. So if you take your paper forms, people often ask me, what app does my business need? If I were to get started with mobile apps, where would I start? And to me, the answer is really simple. Take your paper forms and convert it into a mobile app. That is so simple, so fundamental. I can't think of a single business out there that doesn't have paper forms, right? We all have paper forms. So a good place to start, take the forms, turn them into an app. The cool thing is, the smartphone, I don't know about you, but it's always in your pocket. It's with us. You whip it out anytime, any place, open the app, fill out the form. Really easy. There's no reprinting or shipping costs. Once you create this mobile form app, you can use it as much as you want for as many customers as you want. There's no reprinting, no shipping, right? It's real savings. You can instantly share the information. When I'm going to build this form, I'm going to share it. I'll share it with you. In fact, I'll invite you all to the app so that you'll be able to use this app that I built with the form on your own devices. It's very easy to fill out a form and share it. Email it to whoever you need to. There's no retyping into computer. A lot of the capabilities that we have built into Snappy allow you to take the data from the forms and put it into a database, turn it into a PDF document, put it out in the cloud, email it to people, right? you can instantly act on the information that you collect through the form. There's no retyping. It doesn't get lost. The minute you hit send, it gets sent. And, if most of us want to be kind to our environment. Let's save trees and save money, right? So it's a good thing. So I'm going to get out of PowerPoint presentation and actually begin doing this. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I have this sample job application, that pretty much I think every business has, so people can apply for a job. And I'm going to show you how to take this job application and turn it into a mobile form. So what I have here is I went into what we call Express Form Editor. The reason we call it Express Form Editor is I can very quickly in this form editor build this form. So let me go ahead and do that. So first thing I'm going to do is put a title, right? So this is job application. I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Okay. The next thing I probably want to do is what? Is add our company logo. Okay. So click one button, edit a company logo. Next thing, we probably want to capture applicant's name. So I click one button and I get first name and last name here that I will capture. Next thing I probably want to capture is their address. One button click, I get the entire address block. Next thing you'll probably want to capture is what? Their gender. Male, female. These days, I think it's a good idea to add an email field. One click, we have an email field. I want to capture their phone number. Click, phone number has been added. What else do I want to do? I probably want to capture a social security number. That's important. We want to check out the applicant. So I just added a social security number. We probably want to add time and date to this application. And I'm going to drag it to the top of the form and put it right under logo. So that's the first thing that gets filled in. I can have the applicant enter it, or I can just have it immediately, automatically, by clicking this button, have it time-stamped immediately. If, for example, it's important for us to know where the applicant happens to be, I can Geo Stamp it with a map. So let's do that. Let's click on the map field, and so we'll put that right under date. So when the person goes to fill out this form, it will automatically add their location and geostamp it, so you know exactly where the application has been entered. So the next thing we would want to do is, I think these days it's a very good idea to actually let the person present themselves. So I'm clicking on the take photo, and when the person fills out this application, they'll be able to do a selfie. So we can see exactly who's applying for the job. Okay. As you can see, there are a lot of other things I can add. I can add a scan barcode. Here's a novel idea. Why don't we let the applicant add a little bit of about himself or herself with audio notes? So I just added an audio note field, and they can tell you, why they want the job and what they think qualifies them to have the job. Then I would say let's also ask some questions. So I'm going to click on and add a radio button, and I want to know if this person is smoker or not. Okay, so I am going to type in the question. I'm going to add one more radio button, and the answer is yes or no. Okay, hit apply, and there it is. Now I can ask them, are you a smoker? Yes or no. You know, if we want to get really fancy, how about we give them the ability to take a little video and present that as part of the application. Okay? And then probably the last thing we want them to do is what? Is to sign it. So I'm going to go ahead and click and add a signature field. So what? It took me about, 5 minutes or so. I built this form. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this form and exit. Yes, I want to save the changes. And I just built an app, guys. Here's the tab for manager, and I'm going to switch to my phone so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. And here is my job app. I am going to go ahead and actually show you this form running on your device. So I'll go ahead and hit save and run. Okay. And here is my iPhone, and I'm projecting the image of my iPhone as I'm building this app. I'm going to click view. I'm using something called Snappy Preview that allows me to basically preview anything that I am building here online with you. So as you could see, I build this form. I have the form, which I call job application. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the job application. And I am scrolling, and you see in the fields that I've added to this form. And I can start using it, literally. If I want to take a picture, okay, I'm going to take a picture. Okay, click, use that. Okay, I'm going to record some audio notes. I'm going to click that. Okay, click. And yes, allow access. And I am the most wonderful job applicant. You should absolutely hire me. Okay. Done. Use this audio. Okay. And I can answer the question here. Smoker? No, I'm not a smoker. I can do video. And I can go ahead and sign this application. Okay. And save it. That's it. I just filled out this form that I took from the paper form and turned this into an app. And now I'm ready to go ahead and submit it. Okay, I'm submitting this form. And as I am submitting this form, now I have a number of options where the data can go. The data can be emailed to one or more addresses. The data can be automatically put into a database so that you can collect all these applications and then do reporting against it. The data can be subsequently shared, can be turned into a PDF document or an Excel spreadsheet, put on a cloud drive or email. So let me show you how easy it is to do that. So here is the form, right? I filled out this form, And fantastic. That's the form that I filled out. And now I can go back and edit this form if I want to. Okay. I can go ahead and turn it automatically created the PDF and Excel documents, and I can go ahead and share it. It's pretty simple. So it took me, what, a whopping 10-15 minutes or so to turn what was a paper form into an app. So at this point, I'm going to pause and take your questions. Let me open the question dashboard. Oh, lots of questions. So let me make this screen a little larger so I can answer all of your questions. Are the signatures legally blinding? I am no attorney. I can't give out legal advice, but it is absolutely, you sign the form. It is an electronic signature, and with most mobile forms, once you have an electronic signature, it is your signature. Has it been contested in courts? I don't know. I can't advise you on that, but it is absolutely genuine signature done exactly the same way as when you're paying for credit cards, for example, at your neighborhood store. So I believe so. The next video, can you do a video, i.e. in place of both photos and audio notes? Absolutely. I can add a video field. We're not going to film a 2-hour love story, but there's enough bandwidth there, and we're storing the videos on Amazon so that you can take pretty decent video clips and have access to them later. Okay, next question. Can the picture taken option take multiple pics, or do I have to put multiple options on the screen for multiple photos? The answer is yes, you can take as many pictures as you like. They don't have to be all on the same form, all on the same screen. I have used Express mode to demonstrate to you. If there is something called Guru mode, which gives you total control over the app that you build down to the pixel level. So you can put as many tabs as you like. You can put, you have total control over the canvas of the application. Take as many pictures as you want. When the PDF report gets generated, all the pictures will show up there as well. So you have a flexibility to do that. James is asking a question, can we do conditional questions? If yes, then do this. Let me see, I don't see the rest of the question here. Let me make the screen a little larger. And the column a little wider. Okay. Okay, so the question was, okay, how do you, let me find that. Whoa, there's so many questions. Hang on, guys. Can we do conditional questions? If then do this, yes. Yes, that's something called skip logic. And in Snappy platform, there are two form builders. What I've shown you today is called Express Form Builder. If you switch to Guru Form Builder, you can add skip logic capability. So you can do things like if a customer answers A, don't show some questions, go to another question, skip sections entirely. So you can basically do if-then logic there. Next question, can we divide them into folders and limit the number of forms? Yes, absolutely. You can divide them into as many folders as you like. You can put whatever limits on the number of forms that you want to have. Okay, another question. Does it depend on internet connectivity? I think I've answered that one. No, it does not depend on internet connectivity. Part of the Snappy platform is ability to work offline. So if there's no internet connectivity, you fill out the form, the information gets cached on your mobile device. When the internet is detected, that's when the data is going to be sent out. How about testing, like for example, length of text fields? Yeah, absolutely. You can make text fields of any length. When you build an Express form editor, which I used, you get this vertical orientation. If you go into Guru mode and build in the Guru form editor, you can totally control over the length of the fields. You could put fields side by side. I mean, there's a little bit more learning there, but it will give you a lot more control over the layout. Okay, next question. How do you configure the backend that collects the data? All right, so the way this works is in Snappy platform, we have this concept called data source. And data source can be a variety of different things. Snappy itself comes with a SQL Server database capability, so you can build an app and have all your app use SQL Server database, which then you can run a report against. Another option is you could use a local device database. It's usually SQLite. The data can be stored locally. Or a data source can be an external system, SAP or PeopleSoft or Salesforce, or anything that can be accessed either through ODBC, which is a standard way of accessing data from relational databases, or we also have built-in web services capability. So you can connect your app to anything that talks RESTful protocol and returns JSON data. Okay, so there are literally hundreds of thousands of websites, web services that you can access and connect your app into. All you need to do is build an XML document that tells Snappy app how to communicate with the backend data source. You don't have to write any code. It's still all done purely through an XML document. And you configure, we configure the backend you switch to the Guru mode and you go into a data source section. That's where you configure it. That's where you define it. How do you get the app on the phone? Is Apple Store, Play Store directly? Okay, so we give you a number of different ways to get the app on the phone. The simplest one is what we call a private app. And a private app is you download from Google Play or Apple something called a Snappy preview, which is what I've been running and showing you on. once you have that downloaded, you can literally, and maybe it'll be just easier here, I'm just gonna duck this for now and actually show you. You can go ahead and invite users and upload Excel spreadsheet, or just type in email addresses for users, one or more, paste them in. And once I go ahead and add, I can then go ahead and invite the user, and I can publish the app. So the minute I add email addresses of users, the system is going to send out an email notification, an email invitation, I should say, to everybody that you have invited to the app. Which, in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I will take the email addresses of people who signed up for the webinar, and I'm going to invite you to use this app. You're going to get an email with a link. You click that link, the app goes on your device, and you can start using the app immediately. Okay, that's the benefit of what we call a private app. So how long does it take? Pretty much instant. The minute I enter your email addresses, you'll be able to run this app on your device. Okay, let me go back to the questions and expand that out. Okay, going down the list. Can you download your own PDF forms into the app that you have already created? Yes, absolutely. This is another really cool thing about Snappy platform. You can take your PDF, and there is a tab called PDF Annotator and Viewer. You can add this tab to your app, and what this tab will allow you to do is import your PDF right into the app. If it's a fillable PDF, you can instantly start using it as part of your app. If it doesn't have, if it's not a fillable PDF, you can insert text fields, numeric fields, radio buttons, maps, video, audio, anything that I've done in the Express format editor, you can do it with this PDF annotator. So you can take the PDFs that you already have, Art, and just simply reuse them and feed them right into the app, and load all of your PDF and just start using them. The question about the cost of public apps. So if you do private apps, they're $5 per user, $50 unlimited users per month. Use them as much as you want, as many users, as many forms, we don't care. Public apps are $50 a month, and the same thing, unlimited users, unlimited forms. Okay, so to finish the question, how do you get the app on the phone? I can private publish it and get it instantly to you via email. If it's a public app, it goes through to Apple approval process, normally about 7 days, although they're shortening it, or Google. With Google Play, it's about 30 minutes, and then you have your app available in the public stores pretty much instantly. We've automated this whole submission process. So you literally answer a few questions, and Snappy system does the rest in terms of submitting it to the public app stores. How long is the trial? The trial is 14 days, but you really don't need 14 days. I mean, you can, after this webinar, sit down and create your app and publish it today. It doesn't take that long. How secure is the app on and converted forms? HIPAA compliant? Yes, very good question. So we have gone to great length to make sure that everything in a Snappy platform is secure. The data in transmission is encrypted with 128-bit encryption keys. We have authentication and double authentication if needed. To be HIPAA compliant, we make sure that data does not get left on any device, that the data goes from the source to the destination, let's say a database, and everywhere in between it gets deleted. So I personally participated in developing a number of security standards. I was on a PCI committee. In my previous life, I ran a security company. So we go to great length to make sure that the information is stored safely. Every customer is absolutely separated from each other. We build apps from small companies to GE Nuclear Division. So you can imagine the level of security that's required there. We do public hosting. We can private host your instance if you want to be on your own server but still be in the cloud. We can do that. Or if you'd rather run Snappy completely inside your company, we offer a VMware virtual machine that you load inside your VMware environment, and the data never leaves your company. So we offer a number of different options to make sure that whatever security your level you're comfortable with, and you have total control over your data. Okay, is my app created? Do I have access? Do I have the labels, job applicant, save force? How can I add these? Oh, yes, very easily. If the PDF is read-only, there's a little trick you can use to open PDF in Chrome and then do a save as out of Chrome. Even if it's a password protected PDF, it will open it right up, and just save it, and then you can add any fields to a PDF you want. It's a kind of a nice little hack, Michael, that you can utilize. Okay, in my job I created, I do not have the labels. How do I add them? You can, when you say labels, okay. So the easiest way is just to scan and turn them into images. And then when you build a form, just import the label or labels as images. Is it a one-time payment form? So once you create one or many forms, it's the same price. It's the same monthly price, Edward. So it doesn't matter how many forms you have. If depends on the number of users, maximum you'll pay is $50 a month for unlimited number of users. So just think about how much money you'll save on paper forms. I'm sure you're spending much more than $50 a month on paper forms. Is it possible to create a live cam streaming app using Snappy? Not yet, but things like this are things we are talking about. I don't know if you heard, for example, Skype is now available as an SDK. So in not too distant future, you'll see people embedding Skype right into apps, and that of course will give a streaming video capability. So we're thinking about that. Another question on HIPAA compliance. Yes, I think I've answered that one. Is there any discount for private apps? Yep, because they start at $5 per user. So pretty affordable. You can cancel anytime. You can add users anytime. This is really a no-brainer, guys. If you were to hire a developer to build your app, I don't know if you have priced out this kind of stuff, but you probably heard thousands of dollars and waiting for many months. With Snappy, we collapsed it literally into days and at a fraction of cost. So we made it very, very affordable. I mean, that's why over 26,000 apps have already been published with Snappy. It says you need a publishing license for public apps. What's involved with that? Yes, Marty. The Apple, it's nothing to do with us. Apple and Google want you to have a developer ID. Apple charges $99 a month. A year. And Google, I believe, is $25 a year. And that's their license that you need to obtain if you want your app to go into a public app store. Will there be a way to access the after the webinar to review? Yes, absolutely, Michael. I am recording this webinar, and so we're gonna post it on YouTube and our site, so you'll have access to it. So another question about pricing. So $50 flat for unlimited users for 1 month. That's exactly right. Unlimited users, unlimited forms, flat pricing. So can we sell it? Yes, Art. You can absolutely sell it. In fact, we've been very rapidly growing a reseller program or our partner program where you can build apps, white label the app itself. We have a white label preview which you can use, and very shortly you'll see an announcement from us where we are white labeling the entire platform. So if you wanted to offer app building capability to your clients, you can just come into Snappy, add your URL, add your logo, and start offering app building capability for your clients. Whether you do it for them or you want to offer a do-it-yourself option, that will be available. The client is using Snappy. They have no clue they're using Snappy. They think they're using Art's XYZ company. So if you're interested in becoming a partner, fill out the partner form, a very quick partner form on our website, and somebody will be in touch with you. We are signing up lots of partners, and it's a very lucrative business because of these price points, and you can certainly resell these apps to your customers for significantly more money. Question, was there a date of birth field in the predefined field text? Can you create one using text field? You can absolutely create a text field with it that will contain anything. The DOB, I think we have it. If we don't, that's an excellent suggestion, and I'm going to make sure that that gets in there. Is this info saved in the cloud automatically by Snappy service, or we provide our own? So Marty, you provide your own. When you go into the Snappy app, you can enable your data sources. So whatever you use, Dropbox, Box, Google Drive, and what else do we support? And OneDrive. So we basically support all the popular cloud drives, and you should configure it and use your own and have total control over the data. The link to the reflector that you're using, yeah, just Google literally reflector, and it's a neat little company that basically uses AirPlay. So anything that I do on my device, it will show it on the computer or on Apple TV. It's a really neat little program. I'd highly recommend it. What's the charge if you develop the form app for a client? So we also develop lots of apps for our clients. Not everybody has the time. Form apps are pretty simple. Our pricing starts at $1,000 and goes up from there depending on the complexity of apps. Still, in comparison to hiring programmers and dealing with all of that, it's a lot more affordable. But we can take all of your requirements, not just forms, all the workflows. I mean, we can pretty much build any app on Snappy. Anything that has to do with data, collecting it, calculating it, reporting it, dashboards, graphics, business intelligence, analytics, charting, barcode scanning, RFID, etc., etc. Snappy has been around for 5 years. I can safely say that this is the most powerful no-coding platform available on the market today. So pretty much whatever your app requirements are, if you don't want to build it yourself, send it to us and we'll get you a free quote. And usually we turn these projects around in a few weeks, not months. Okay, does a customer see if I share a form? What does a customer see if we share a form with them? A website link? No, so Charlie, they get an email that basically says, here's a link, install the app. The minute they install the app, the email also gives them the credentials that they can log in with. And the minute they log in, they see exactly what you built. So you can do this with one client or 1,000 clients. It doesn't matter. And you can literally keep evolving the app, keep adding things. The minute you hit publish, they see your updates. Okay, so it's very cool, and you can work with the customers and really make sure you're getting the user interface correctly and build the app that they want. That's one of the really cool things about rapid mobile application development tools like Snappy, is that you can do all of this in real time with customers. You can iterate as much as you need to, and the customer is getting new versions, new prototypes, new improvements, literally every day, and giving you feedback. And we strongly believe that's the secret to making a fantastic app, is the ability to put it in the hands of users and have them validate it. Because you can write a perfect spec, but until the user tries to use it, you really don't know if you have a good app or not. Okay, this one I answered already. Okay, this one I answered. Yeah, so when the form data is collected, it's automatically saved. It can be emailed, it can be saved to a cloud that you define, and it will go into a database, into a relational database, Marty. So you can basically get at this data multiple ways by just, turning it into PDF documents and have people in the office access them. Or you can get fancier and create a dashboard or a reporting app for your clients. Okay, I think this one I answered. What is the cost and how about them to pretty up the form? So if a client wants a very specific form, that can be done basically by utilizing PDF, which maybe it's their existing form and it's got all this wonderful formatting. So that can be brought into an app and displayed instead of a vertical form, use a PDF as an input form. Now, PDF is designed for desktops, so I wouldn't do a PDF form on a smartphone device. If your client is using tablets, that's a good option. But for smartphones, I would just stick to a vertical orientation. I think that's the most user-friendly approach. And you can pretty it up with graphics and animation. You can, for example, if you have some JavaScript animation, you can, in Guru format or embed that capability. You can make it as pretty, as fancy as you like. Will it support all Android versions? It supports all Android versions from 4 and higher. So, basically Lollipop and up. Will there be a way to access this after the? Yep, there's going to be a recording. Answer that. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. Don't be shy. Go ahead. I'll stick around and ask some more and answer your questions. Okay, let me see. I think there are more questions coming in. You guys are a great crowd today. Great questions and lots of great questions. Can the form be stored in our own database? Absolutely, Mike. So you can go into data sources, switch to Guru mode, go into data source, and using ODBC, define your own database. You provide the creds, and it can go into any relational database, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, etc., etc. Question is, can I email the form to users or admin? You can, the answer is yes. Users, admin, whoever you want to email it to. It can be a distribution list. So you have total control over who the form goes to. Question that James is asking, can Snappy know who the user is? If the form is sent, is it known that it came from Sam or Joe? Absolutely, James, because when they use the app, they log in. So part of the information is you'll know exactly who the user is. And by the way, you can build an app to control who has access to what. So many of the apps that people build on the platform or we build on Snappy have multiple types of user groups with different views. So as a manager, I can see, let's say, certain tabs that an employee that logs in would not see. So you have very fine granular control over the app itself and who can do what and who can see what. The question on can we divide it into folders, I think I've answered that. I'll just add to it that you can also divide the form into pages. So you can create multi-page forms as well. Yep. So security-wise, James, it can be password protected. Absolutely. If you want an open app, you can have an open app. If you want logins and passwords, absolutely. You can define the users ahead of time or let users, come in and register in your app. All of these options are open. Okay, I think I've answered all of your questions. You guys have been you're welcome. Many of you are thanking me. You guys have been an awesome group, asking excellent questions. I appreciate your time as well. Fantastic. So let me show you in conclusion. I'm just going to switch, close the question. So basically, I'm gonna go up here and show you how to get started if you haven't gotten started. Very simple, guys. Go to Snappy, SNAPPI.com. Create an app, and you can go right into the app builder. Or the other way you can get into it is if you want to start with a form, just go under mobile forms, click try it free, okay, and that's gonna go ahead and open up the form editor, okay, and you can start building the forms. So there's two ways to get into Snappy. You can do it from the home page, or you can do it from the mobile form page, and then exit out to App Builder. So pretty simple stuff. I think we covered a lot of ground. I want to thank you for your time. If I haven't answered your question, please send it to, you can send it to support@snappy.com, or you could send it to me directly, and it's Alex Bachman, and it's ABAKMAN at snappy.com. I appreciate your time, guys, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you so much.